Hello guys, good morning. My name is Wafa. I would like to tell you about the video about the speech given by Mr. John Cheong-Holdaway, the winner of the National Australian Indonesian Language Awards. Have you watched this video? If you haven't, have a look at this awesome Australian guy explaining in Bahasa Indonesia. Wow. He says that we often hear that Indonesia is an easy language. How about you guys? Indeed, the pronunciation in Indonesia is very easy. Most of the letters of the alphabet only have one sound. So, although a word might be long, if you read it slowly, it's highly probable that you will be able to pronounce the word correctly. The pronunciation is a little bit challenging, and most of foreigners cannot say and in Indonesia. For example, mengucapkannya is long, right? And a bit confusing. But if you read it slowly, it will be clear. Like, mengucapkannya is totally different with English. Take, for example, the word though. If we add the letter R to though, it becomes true. If we remove the letter H from though, it becomes tough. How can the letter ch make the sound of? That's also confusing, isn't it? Indonesian grammar is very simple. No gender, so every word is treated the same. It doesn't differentiate the third person form. So that there's only one word, dia, for he, she, and it. And also, there's no tenses in Indonesia. For example, in English, we say I ate, I eat, I'm eating, I was eating. In Indonesia, we just say aku makan. That's it. There are no such things like past simple, past participle, future tense, according to the time. And Bahasa Indonesia doesn't have article. There are no o, n, and the. For example, in English, we used to say an apple, a book, a pencil. In Indonesia, we just say apel, buku, pencil. That's it. Another thing that makes Indonesian relatively easy for those who speak English is that there are many Indonesian words that have been adapted directly from English. For example, informasi from information, actor from actor, design from design, class from class, and etc. So, based on all of these factors, does it mean that Indonesian is an easy language? Let's take a look of the history of Indonesian language. The concept of Indonesian as a language is actually relatively easy. The concept of Indonesian was only officially coined during the Second Congress in 1928, which unified the Indo-Dove to realize their dream of creating the country of Indonesia in a unifying language, which is Indonesian. Indonesian was created as a concept on top of a foundation of hundreds of other languages which until now are still influencing the style of speech of Indonesians. So when Indonesian native speaker communicates with other speakers within just 15 minutes, he or she might use words originating from several languages such as Indonesia, English, Sundanese, and so on. These words also can be changed to transform the meaning of a sentence according to the Indonesian speaker's need. For example, this is a little bit weird. Sayang wis blek belum I think from 1,000 Indonesian, more than 990 will understand this sentence. Okay, for you who don't understand, here's the translate. Sayang means sayang, which means honey or baby, but it made so curiosity, I think disgusting, depending on the reader's point of view. They call this style is bahasa alay. Okay, sayang means sayang or honey, and wis is Javanese language, which means already. And pluk is an abbreviation from the Indonesian words pulang, and lum is an abbreviation from the words belum. So the sentence actually soundly reads, sayang, udah pulang belum? Or honey, are you home yet? New learners would have difficulties in reading these abbreviated words. Even Indonesians themselves could have difficulties in reading it, although a shorter form seems quite effective. Using words from other languages and word spellings are general practices of Indonesians. In Indonesian language and culture, manners are also very important. The best example might be the word Anda, which means you. If you are talking to an Indonesian and want to greeting this person, you have to choose between dozens of different words for you. There is Anda, kamu, bapak, ibu, mas, mbak, abang, and etc. For example, if we talk to people who older than us, we have to say, if he's a man, we have to say, Mas Jono, sudah makan belum? We have to add the words mas or bapak. Be careful, if you use the wrong form, you might be cat slapped. In English, every word is flattened into one word, you. Just you. So, whose language is simple now? The answer is, it depends. It depends to what level do you want to learn. I agree that there are so many substitutes for words kamu and aku in Indonesian. For example, in Banjaris, for polite way, words for I, we used to say ulun, and words for you, we used to say pian. So the point is, Indonesian is easy to learn, but only around 60% informal language. But for foreigners, very hard to learn the daily language or bahasa gaul. Bahasa Indonesia should be easy compared to other language. That's the formal form. Bahasa Indonesia has many informal forms, and that would make it more complicated than only its formal form, because there are some differences in the choice of words, and sometimes daily language is often mixed with the respective regional language. Remember, Indonesia has hundreds of local language. Each region has their own language. There are many alternatives for personal pronouns. I is not only saya, but also aku, gue, ane, and etc. And Indonesia don't use the formal form in the everyday life. That's what makes Indonesian more difficult to understand. Hard to compare, but I would rate Indonesian as one of the easier language to learn. I would like to give some responses to the way Mr. John speaks in Bahasa Indonesia. Well, amazing. What an awesome explanation. I shocked that he could speak my language very fluently. His accent is totally like Indonesian. He's Australian, by the way, but He could speak better than me. I am Indonesian, but like I can't speak well as he did. I really admire his ability, and I am impressed by his intonation. He sounds like a native. Good job, Mr. John. As I know that Australia is of high interest for Indonesian students to study, Bahasa Indonesia has proved a popular choice in Australia for many reasons. Wow, amazing! He speaks better than me, and he knows the history of Indonesian language. Wow, well, I've known it before. Perfect, Mr. John. Well, my hope for Indonesian citizens regarding insight into Indonesian language. If you are willing to learn, nothing can stop you. And indeed, some foreigner even have a better skill than me. I'm Indonesian. Because Indonesia is a part of our life. So keep learning. Okay, that's all. Thank you for your attention and thanks for watching. Goodbye.